Have you ever sat alone in a quiet room and wondered how life moves so fast? One day, you were busy raising children, paying bills, going to work, making meals, fixing problems, and trying to keep everyone together. And then somehow, years passed. The house got quieter. The phone stopped ringing as much. The people who once needed you every day started building lives of their own. And suddenly, you begin asking yourself a question you never had time to ask before. Did I live the life I really wanted? Or did I spend too much of it waiting? I asked 100 seniors what they regret most. Not what they miss buying. Not what they wish they owned. Not what they would change about the world. I asked them what they would quietly tell their younger self if they had one more chance. And their answers were not what most people expect. Some smiled before answering. Some looked down at their hands. Some took a long breath, like they were opening a door they had kept closed for years. And by the end, one thing became clear. Most regrets after 60 are not about one big mistake. They are about small moments that were ignored for too long. Maybe you have felt this too. Maybe there is a phone call you wish you had made. A dream you kept pushing aside. A person you wish you had forgiven sooner. Or a version of yourself you left behind because life kept demanding more from you. And this is the part nobody talks about. Aging does not only make us look back. It makes us honest. One woman in her 70s told me, "I don't regret getting older. I regret spending so many years acting like I had endless time." That sentence stayed with me. Because when we are young, time feels like a full cupboard. There is always more. More time to visit. More time to say sorry. More time to start over. More time to take care of our heart. But after a certain age, time begins to feel different. Not frightening. Just precious. And that is why this conversation matters. The first regret many seniors shared was this. They wished they had worried less about what other people thought. Before you ignore this, think about your own life for a moment. How many choices did you make because someone else might judge you? How many times did you stay quiet because you did not want to upset anyone? How many dreams did you shrink because someone said, "That is not practical," or "People like us don't do that"? One retired teacher from Ohio said, "I spent half my life trying to be acceptable. Then I got older and realized most people were too busy worrying about themselves to even notice me." That is a hard truth. Many older adults look back and realize they gave too much power to opinions that did not matter. They dressed a certain way, stayed in certain jobs, avoided certain conversations, hid their sadness, hid their dreams, hid their real personality, all because they wanted to be approved. But here is what many seniors discover too late. Peace does not come from being liked by everyone. Peace comes from being able to sit with yourself and say, "I lived honestly." Maybe you are over 60 now. Maybe you are over 70. Maybe you still carry the habit of asking, "What will people think?" But maybe this is the season where that question finally loses its power. Maybe now, the better question is, what will give my remaining years more meaning? The second regret was even more emotional. Many seniors wish they had spent more time with the people they loved while they still had the chance. Not just big holidays. Not just birthdays. Not just family photos where everyone smiles for 5 seconds. They meant real time. Sitting at the kitchen table. Listening without rushing. Driving across town just to check in. Calling even when there was nothing special to say. One grandfather from Florida said, "I gave my family everything except my attention." That line was painful. Because many people do this without meaning to. They work hard. They provide. They fix things. They make sure the bills are paid. They worry in silence. And they believe love is obvious. But sometimes love needs to be heard. Sometimes love needs to be felt in small, ordinary moments. A cup of coffee together. A walk around the block. A phone call that lasts longer than 2 minutes. A simple, "Tell me what's been on your mind." What happened next is something many older adults quietly understand. The children grow up. The friends move away. The spouse is no longer sitting in the chair across the room. And suddenly, the moments that felt small become the ones you would give anything to have again. But there is hope here. Because if you still have someone in your life, it is not too late. Call them. Write the message. Say the words. Do not wait for the perfect time. Perfect time is often just another name for delay. The third regret was this. Many seniors wished they had taken better care of their friendships. This one surprised me. Because when people talk about aging, they often talk about retirement, health, bills, or family. But loneliness came up again and again. Not dramatic loneliness. Not the kind people always notice. A quiet kind. The kind where the TV is on just to make the house feel alive. The kind where you check the mailbox even when you know nothing important is coming. The kind where Sunday afternoon feels longer than the whole week. One woman from Pennsylvania said, "I thought friendships would always be there. Then one day, I realized I had not called anyone in years." Life gets busy. People move. Some friends pass away. Some relationships fade for no clear reason. And sometimes pride gets in the way. You think, "They never call me, so why should I call them?" But here is the deeper truth. After 60, friendship often needs intention. It may not happen automatically anymore. You may have to be the one who reaches out. You may have to be the one who says, "I was thinking about you." You may have to join the group, attend the class, visit the church gathering, sit at the senior center table, or say hello to the neighbor. And yes, it may feel uncomfortable at first. But sometimes, the smallest change after 60 can bring back peace. One conversation can soften a lonely week. One familiar voice can remind you that you still belong. One new friendship can make life feel open again. The fourth regret many seniors shared was that they waited too long to forgive. This does not mean pretending nothing happened. It does not mean allowing someone to hurt you again. It does not mean every broken relationship must be repaired. But many seniors said they carried anger for years, and in the end, the anger became heavier than the memory itself. One man from Texas told me, "I thought holding a grudge made me strong. But really, I was just carrying someone else's mistake everywhere I went." That is something to think about. Because resentment can become a second home. You live inside it. You replay old conversations. You remember what they said. You remember what they did not say. You imagine what you should have said back. And years pass. But the person who hurt you may not even know you are still carrying it. Forgiveness is not always for them. Sometimes it is for the older version of you who deserves a lighter heart. Maybe there is someone you cannot fully forgive yet. That is okay. Healing is not a race. But maybe you can begin by setting down one small piece of the pain. Maybe you can stop replaying the story every night. Maybe you can say, "I will not let this take the rest of my life." That alone can be a beginning. The fifth regret was quiet, but powerful. Many seniors wished they had allowed themselves to enjoy life more. Not in a selfish way. Not in a careless way. But in a simple, human way. They wished they had taken the trip. Used the good dishes. Worn the nice coat. Danced when the music played. Sat outside longer. Laughed more loudly. Stopped saving every beautiful thing for someday. One woman in her 80s said, "I had a cabinet full of special things, and I kept waiting for a special day. Now I understand the day itself was special." That is beautiful. And it is sad too, because many people spend life postponing joy. They say, "After I retire, Then retirement comes and they say, after things calm down. Then things never fully calm down. There is always something. A repair. A bill. A worry. A family problem. A reason to wait. But life is not only meant to be survived. It is meant to be noticed. The morning light through the window. The taste of fresh coffee. The sound of a grandchild laughing. The old song that still brings back memories. The feeling of clean sheets. The comfort of a familiar chair. These things may seem small. But after a certain age, small joys are not small at all. They are proof that life is still offering gifts. The sixth regret may be the most important. Many seniors wish they had been kinder to themselves. They forgave others. They encouraged others. They sacrificed for others. But when they looked in the mirror, they spoke to themselves with criticism. They remembered every mistake, every failure, every mischance, every moment they were not perfect. One older man said, I spent years thinking about what I did wrong. I wish I had spent more time seeing what I survived. Maybe you need to hear that today. You survived things people never saw. You carried worries you never explained. You kept going on days when you felt tired in your bones. You gave love, even when you did not always receive it back the way you needed. You made mistakes, yes. Everyone does. But your mistakes are not your whole story. Your life is also made of effort, patience, work, love, loss, courage, and quiet strength. So maybe the question is not, why didn't I do everything right? Maybe the question is, can I be gentle with the person I became while trying to survive? That question can change something inside you. Because regret can teach us, but it should not imprison us. And this is what changed everything for me after hearing those 100 answers. Most seniors were not asking for a perfect life. They were asking for a more present one. More honest words. More time with people who matter. More courage to be themselves. More peace. More laughter. More forgiveness. More simple joy. And the beautiful truth is this. Even if you are 60, 70, 80, or beyond, your story is not finished. There may be chapters behind you that cannot be changed. But there are still pages in front of you. Maybe today is the day you call someone. Maybe today is the day you stop carrying an old burden. Maybe today is the day you sit outside and let the sun touch your face without rushing back inside. Maybe today is the day you say, I still matter. Because you do. Your memories matter. Your lessons matter. Your voice matters. Your life experience may be exactly what someone else needs to hear. You may think your story is ordinary, but someone younger may hear it and avoid the regret you carried. Someone lonely may hear it and feel less alone. Someone hurting may hear it and find courage to keep going. So do not hide your wisdom. Share it. Speak it. Write it down. Tell the people you love what life taught you. And if no one has told you this lately, let me say it now. You are not invisible. You are not too old to begin again in small ways. You are not just a memory of who you used to be. You are still here. And while you are still here, there is still room for peace. Still room for love. Still room for laughter. Still room for one more beautiful change. If this message touched your heart, subscribe to Senior Life Chronicles. And in the comments, tell us one lesson life taught you after 60. Your story may help someone else feel less alone. And if there is an older parent, grandparent, friend, or neighbor who needs to hear this today, share this video with them. Because sometimes, one honest message arrives at exactly the right time. And maybe, for someone watching right now, that time is today.